What's going on, guys? This is Raymond Ironbody McKinney. Today, I want to talk about appearances, physical appearances, good look, or just looks and all that, um, or muscle, all that stuff. When it comes to, I guess we're going to go with law of assumption. Whatever you assume is true relative for you. I always love to implement the eavesdropping method where you listen to someone's familiar voice. Make it as distinct as possible. If you can't make it as distinct as possible, that's fine too. But it really helps to try to make someone's voice distinct as possible. Maybe I would listen to someone say, "Damn, Raymond, you're looking younger every day." Or I heard one guy who I was working with said, when I shaved my beard, he said, "Man, Raymond, you look like you're just getting younger every time you shave your beard." And it's just like, man, that's a good feeling to experience when you hear that. Um, so things you could say something like, or maybe if you have trouble, say like with acne, if you have oily skin, all that, you can assume my skin is clearing up every day, or you can use any kind of like obviously like I was talking about in one video, you can use things like lotion, like coconut oil is good for skin. Um, or you could just make up and like a oil of some kind, saying this makes my skin clear every second I put it on. Or when it comes to muscle, when you're building muscle, yeah, people say go into the gym. Obviously, you can go into a gym. That assumption that lifting weights, you're building muscle. And I'm going to tell you something pretty trippy here, guys. When you're lifting a barbell, for example, say if you're doing bicep curls, for example, you assume that, well, that's working my biceps, so my biceps are going to get toned up or stronger. Uh, and what's trippy about that is that you're perceiving it as physical. When you're lifting with the barbell, your mind's perceiving that as, oh, I'm going to build muscle. You're telling yourself that, oh, this is building muscle, and then your body doesn't know the difference what's real or imagined, guys, except what's true. So maybe if you hear some of those people be like, I lift all the time, but I'm one of those hard gainers where it's like I can't build muscle even though I've worked so hard. Um, Maybe it could be an assumption like, well, maybe they don't eat enough or all that stuff. But guys, we can make it easier and we can make it more fun. Because again, like I don't lift extremely heavy weights. Like I don't deadlift 500 pounds kind of thing. I simply I do more body weight exercises, and that in itself is good enough, guys. That in itself builds muscle, and I believe even strength too. Because here's the thing, guys. Size, you know, size. When you look at someone's size, it does help your belief when you see yourself big or muscular. That yeah, lifting. It logically makes sense that when you're bigger and more muscular, it makes more sense that you can lift heavy things. But even guys probably saying they're 120 pounds, guys, of leanness or whatever, they can lift. I think there's something about Bruce Lee. I think the martial artist, where I can't remember how much he benched, but it was a pretty good amount of weight. Where what he weighed, I'd say between 140 to 160, in the 140 160 range there. Um, he had a strong focus and will. That yeah, that mind is whatever you perceive is true. Physically, your body doesn't know the difference between what's real or imagined. Um, it's only the arrangement of atomic structure, guys. And the atomic structure is how we perceive it with our mind. When we change the way we perceive things, the things we look at change. Or say like when I talk about weight, say like you see a power lifter that looks like he, oh, maybe like a CrossFitter, like 100 or 200 pound CrossFitter of muscle, and yet they run marathons significantly well. Or the other way around, you could see like a scrawny person, like I was talking about earlier, and they could lift a significant amount of weight. It's based on their perception of how they view themselves in relation to the circumstance or experience outside of themselves. Nothing's outside of yourself, guys. Everything that you see outside of yourself is just individual contents of your own consciousness, your own perception of the way you perceive things, the way you observe things. And I was listening to a guy named Joe Dispenza. He was talking about, like you've heard there's debate about the observer affects physical reality. And really, when it comes to things like on the big level, the reason why some people say, well, that doesn't work, but it only works for like the small things. When you observe the smallest electron or whatever, and then it changes form based on how you look at it. But on the bigger scale, like I'm talking about just like objects that just in our everyday lives or people, the way they behave in relation to our mindset. When Joe Dispenza talked about that maybe we're just poor observers. Maybe we just have a poor attention span where we just like focus on one thing. And it's like we go to the next thing. And it's like we don't put our attention locked in and focused on one thing. And that's where it's like like I'm talking about manifesting. Whatever you put your attention on, whatever you lock your attention on most frequently, what you frequently occupy with your attention, that's what reveals itself. That's pretty common sense, guys. I think that's that's pretty common sense right there. You don't need to be a hyper intelligent person kind of thing to recognize that. It's pretty common sense, guys. Whatever you put your attention on is what's being revealed to you. So, yeah, that's the thing with like when it comes to weight or physical appearance, all that. It's your self-image, how you see yourself. Or maybe if you feel like you put on certain clothing to make you feel, say like, maybe if someone's overweight, maybe you're a little overweight and they want to kind of lose weight. Maybe they put on a clothing that makes them feel more aesthetic. That can help. That definitely helps with the self-image. Or maybe if someone wants to put on some weight, if they feel kind of underweight and they just want to feel kind of more, maybe they use like a smaller shirt, for example, maybe a small size shirt, and then they feel just kind of they feel just maybe someone feels scrawny or whatever, and they put on a tiny shirt, and then it makes them feel muscular, and it's in that state of consciousnness of, yeah, I'm this muscular person. And when you keep occupying that state of from scrawny to muscular, you're going to behave as your body's going to behave in a way where it's going to start to build muscle. I believe it's possible to the point, guys, where you can build muscle without even having to lift weight. Now, it may be hard for a lot of people to believe, even myself, guys, but I believe it's possible. If someone has enough belief and conviction in themselves that, yeah, it's literally the easiest thing to build muscle without me having to lift the heaviest amount of weight or reps and all that. It's really, guys, it's exercising the motor skills. It's exercising the motor skills. When you exercise the motor skills, you're exercising the mind. And when you exercise the mind, the body behaves according to the mind. Your thoughts, your habitual thoughts, how you view yourself in relation to the world, is that's how it's being revealed and experienced to you, and that's how it's being revealed to you, and that's what you're going to experience relative to yourself. So, I hope this video helps. God bless you all, and happy manifesting.